Another disruptive day for energy around us. And this energy we truly want to avoid. Arguments and disagreements can easily happen today. Feelings are hurt unintentionally. There's little empathy for our feelings and opinions from others. Sit back, relax, let's explore the cosmic energies together. Gain an understanding of how we can embrace this energy, utilize this energy, and move forward today and every day. Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and welcome. Welcome to your daily focus for June the 8th, 2023. So thank you for being here today, and thank you for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send me each and every day. We have that beautiful 8 energy today. The 8 energy is abundance in our pocket kind of energy. Now, how do we get abundance in our pocket? Chances are we need to embrace our strength, embrace our courage, to take a risk on ourselves, to walk with a sense of integrity. If we look at the numerology of the day, it would be a 6 plus an 8 plus a 7, which gives us that 21 energy again that we have been repeatedly talking about since the beginning of this full moon. The 21 energy is about tying up loose ends, about taking care of things, about understanding what has value and what we want to take forward with us, and what no longer has value or is of service to us in some way. And making plans, making steps towards moving it into the past, putting an ending to it, a completion to it, or maybe healing from it. 2 plus 1 is a 3 energy, and that is a very transformative energy. Also, we're talkative today, so watch that. Okay, we want to communicate, and we don't want to communicate today, and you'll understand why as we go forward. So our communication has to be very strong and clear if we're going to communicate today. Sun is in Gemini, Moon is in Aquarius. Pardon me. Once again, we have this fixed energy, which can be wonderful energy to stand in our truth, right? So long as we're right. So we don't want to stay so inflexible that we miss opportunities, that we don't look behind the doors. We don't understand, pardon me, I was thirsty there. We don't want to just shut doors. We don't want to say, we have to stay conscious of what we're saying yes to and no to. We don't want to close doors without understanding where they may have led us. And a complete repeat of yesterday's elements, fire and air, are very strongly represented again. So it's one of those energies where a bonfire is pleasurable, but a forest fire can be the end result. Now, we need air in order to have fire. I explained this yesterday, right? But too much air and it could turn that fire right out of control. Spontaneity will not help us again today. Slow and steady wins the race. Now the moon squares Mercury today. Now the moon's having a tiff with everybody, and that's our emotions. So it really affects us when the moon is constantly having arguments with all the planets in the sky. Today it's Mercury. And this gives us an energy of having stronger opinions than we would normally usually have. And we have less interest in what anybody else believes or think. So today is definitely a day to listen more and talk less. We seem to, our opinions are law for some reason today. We feel very strong and passionate about what side of the fence we stand on. And we are there to tell everybody that they are very wrong if they're not on the same side of the fence as us. And we could be on the receiving end of that, right? So if you see somebody digging in their heels, just step back, okay? Disputes can grow into wars quite easily under this energy. We need to pay close attention to our wording and correspondence with others, whether it's a text, an email, or a face-to-face conversation. Our creativity can be stifled today too, so don't expect to paint that masterpiece. Don't expect to be able to write that fiction novel today. Our words won't flow like they usually will. Our creativity, our energy, our inner expression won't flow like it usually will. Even our thoughts can easily end up in the negative, more apt to lead us to our lack of success in the past. So today we can combat this energy by focusing on a project, especially if it involves some kind of physical energy being utilized. So channel this energy into doing some hard work for yourself. Okay, we want to do things that will keep us out of our heads and distant from others today, if at all possible. I know many of us, we don't have that luxury of just being able to pull ourselves out of society for a day if need be. And we're in full moon energy, so I mean, this is a day to do some cleaning up around the home, some repairs, some remodels. Okay, give little attention to your feelings, because you know what, tomorrow you'll see everything in a different light, and so will everybody else. So try not to get into the heated battles today, especially when you can see them arising. Okay, just take a step back, and you don't want to do anything like boring, because then our brain takes over, our subconscious starts talking. We want things that will make us thinking, like, you want to play dodgeball today, okay? Because you're getting activity, and you got to be paying attention to where that ball's coming from, right? Or you're going to be hit with the ball. So, do things that, mentally stimulate. You're having to act on certain things, but more of tried and true things, but we don't want it to be boring. We don't want it to be robotic. We don't want it to be like doing the dishes or the gardening or something like that, because our mind will take over and take us to these horrifying places in our mind that we should never visit. So that being said, let's go to the cards. Our underlying energy for today is temperance. Having more by having less. Understanding the inner balance that we truly need in order to feel, a peace of mind, balance, security, safety, love. Okay. Usually this card is depicted as a woman standing 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, showing the balance, and the balance of our mind as well, of being grounded, but also going with the flow. And so if we can find ourselves to do those things today, that will be incredibly hard to do, because it's actually the opposite of the energy we are gifted with. So it will be hard to find that balance today. And we'll crave it in some sense. So that might be what this underlying energy is we crave that feeling of balance. Okay, and so don't go and search within today for that experience, but rather channel energy through you. Do some hard work, some physical labor, to tear down a wall or put on a roof or something like that. Go play dodgeball or volleyball, or go, something that takes concentration and gets you moving, and get rid of that tensed up, restless energy that we will all be feeling today. Our first card is the Five of Pentacles. This is a day when we could really, truly feel like throwing in the towel. I mean, Mercury and the moon are not getting along, and all of our thoughts are just being flushed down the toilet. Tomorrow's another day, and we will feel much better about it. So know that these are thoughts that are only in the moment, and do not throw in the towel for an in-the-moment thought. Okay? Know the energy and utilize the energy to put your focus onto something else, rather than where you are in your goals and your dreams and your desires, because you are exactly where you need to be in your goals and your dreams and desires. So in its own divine timing, things will open up to you. So when we get through this really hard energy that we seem to be going through, and it starts to lighten up, you'll want to stand up, you'll want to stretch, you'll want to look around. And what do you see when you do that? You see that you were sitting on the threshold of the door of abundance this whole time. You were so very near, and you didn't even realize it, and you were ready to throw in the towel. And we could deeply feel this kind of energy today. So I ask you to just give it 24 hours even, okay? And I haven't looked far enough ahead to see if 24 hours will suffice. But know that this is just the energy, and really it's to bring up when things like this happen. I mean, it's there for a reason, and it's supposed to actually bring up some things that we feel very strongly about. It's supposed to bring up those things so that we can recognize it in ourselves, and gee, why do I feel so strongly on that? Do I have something to back it up? Do I have logic? Do I have reason? Is it just emotion? And maybe looking at the things that are, you know, standing at your attention of how you need to profess this to the world and teach the world a better way, and maybe pay attention to it in some way. But there will be a very short period of time where you will be standing strong again, and you will realize just how far you've come. We have the Queen of Pentacles once again. Here she sits, the Queen of Pentacles, and she's relaxed. She's confident. She's serene. She knows the storm has passed. So us as well, we must adopt that feeling of the storm has passed. We are feeling the after effects of the storm. You know how a really big storm, the wind can still come in or the rain can still come in. You'll hear that clap of thunder or that strike of lightning. See that strike of lightning as it tapers out and moves away. But in all, the storm has moved past us. And so we need to look towards the things that we want to incorporate in our life, the new beginnings, the new adventures, the new starts. And we must understand, because this is a strong card to understand, and it's a hard one to understand, that your abundance cannot be taken away from you. You say, Tilly, I don't have much abundance. You do, you truly do. Okay? It's already waiting for you, or it's already there in some way, or it already surrounds you in some way that maybe you were not recognizing yet. But she holds her pentacle so nonchalantly, knowing that nobody can take this away from her. And when you truly know that your true abundance can never truly be taken away from you, it takes away a whole level of fear and anxiety. And then we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is that voice that we're going to be hearing in our head if we allow it to talk to us. Of where we were wronged, of where we were told we couldn't do something or be something. And this is where we might get on our high horse and we might say, yeah, I'll prove you wrong. And many times in life, it was that sentence that came in and zinged us where, in my own world, okay, I know that nearing the end of my marriage, and walking towards that, there was a lot of worries and concerns and fears and anxieties. But when he turned and said to me, you'll never make it on your own. You'll never make it without me. It was almost like a double dare. And so that was often the thing that kept me strong and going through the hard times. So maybe those words need to come into your ear now, so that you hear it, so it motivates you, so it double dares you to move forward in a way because you know you're strong enough, or you know that you are smart enough, or you know that you have what it takes. Deep down inside you do. And maybe today spurts something in your mind of something somebody said to you once, and you now dig your heels into the ground and say, I'll show you. And let that be your motivation going forth. Oh my goodness. Like I said the other day, the butterflies are flying away on me here. Okay, so I better cut the cards. They have a mind of their own, this deck, over the last several days. Okay. We'll cut the cards, and our oracle card today is the big picture, the 6 energy. There is so much more going on than you realize. When we get caught up in our heads and overthink things, we start to miss out on what is going on in the world around us. You might be trying to micromanage the situation and are too focused on the small details. Try looking at this from different angles. If you've been struggling with a problem or tough situation, this card is a signal that you will find answers if you stand back, if you view everything from a larger perspective, or maybe somebody else's viewpoint altogether. So getting the big picture back into focus and stop worrying about the little details. Remember, okay, we don't need to win every battle in order to win the war. So we choose our battles carefully. On a day like today, choose your battles carefully. And we have the penguins are back, authentic. Come on, get nice and clear for me, please. I'm trying to move my fingers up because Abe told me it was my nail polish. And he's right, because look at that, I moved my fingers up. Okay. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you have to face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations and just be yourself. Break free from others' expectations of who you are, of where you're going, of what you can do in life, of where you can succeed. Break free. Just be yourself. Be the authentic you, the unique you. Honor yourself. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.